goalkeeper, Dunnamaggin goalkeeper Jerry Ryan. As I mentioned a moment ago, very difficult to deal with the breezy ball. Conditions very bad for hurling at the moment. Maybe the rain will go away. It has just started. It's a thick mist down on the field. Jerry Ryan took a long one. Jerry Ryan always hits a long ball. Attempted clearly by Dunnamaggin, but failed. But Paul Kearney grabs the ball and said, drops it in top of the goal, well caught by Pat O'Grady, and O'Grady left-hand the ball out the field, out towards the stand side. Jim Hickey under it, backing it down. But a smashing start to this game already. Both sides hugely committed, tearing in recklessly into the tackles, but not dangerously. Fine hurling so far. Kenny O'Shea away with the ball. Kenny full forward, and this year's Kilkenny minor team is at the corner flag at the country goal, trying to wangle his way across the goal. Hammers it across the face goal towards Sean Ryan. It breaks away from Sean. It's cleared a few yards by the Dunnamaggin defence, or by the Black and White defence very poorly to Jim Hickey. Jim dropped the high ball in. It drifted left and wide. So Dunnamaggin with the first really sustained attack. Even though Blacks and Whites they got on the move for a while, but danger signs perhaps in the Black and White defence there. They were very, very slow to clear that ball, and they looked a little bit jittery. Really no breeze to talk about. Pat O'Grady pucking the ball out. A huge puck from O'Grady. O'Grady, of course, a former minor and outfield player with Kilkenny, a very fine player indeed. Dunnamaggin in the attack again. Eamon Kennedy hammering the ball up along the sideline on the bank side. It goes off the Blacks and Whites corner. Back over there is Michael Doyle. The line ball to Dunnamaggin. Paul Kearney will take it. He'll be 40 metres from the country goal. Blacks and Whites defending the country goal. Paul Kearney looking across the field, he cut it across, but no, he cuts it in. A smashing ball dropping in high, coming down on top of Mick O'Neill, and Mick O'Neill the minor left hands the ball. There's the first score of the 1994 junior hurling final. Mick O'Neill from Dunnamaggin smacking the ball over the bar from 25 metres. A good start for Dunnamaggin. Pat Tracy.
Yes, a good opening for Dunnamaggin. I noticed they switched around their team quite a bit. Ken O'Shea in that corner forward, Michael O'Neill at right half, with Paul Kearney at left half.
Puck out scum from Pat O'Grady again. Pat pucks it long, very, very long. It's dropping on Eamon Kennedy, and Pat Nolan drops between them. And away goes Michael Ryan. In fact, that is left-handed shot from Michael Ryan, ties to the left and wide. Again, there was space opening for him. He could have gone on a little bit farther, but Michael Ryan, a very, very fine underage player with Greg Namana, Blacks and Whites for several years, and a very fast and very accurate forward. Normally the puck out again, a big one from Jerry Ryan, dropping on Richie O'Neill. Richie doubles on a hurling break. He goes into the corner towards Kearney. Kearney going fast, goes too fast, and then Jay Doherty picks up the ball in the corner. A cornerback Doherty, a nice tidy hurler for Blacks and Whites. He cleared and scored to midfield. Paul Cal belts the ball away. He takes a heavy belt in the hand before he does, as he catches it, and it goes out over the sideline again on the far side of the field. Switches on both teams actually. Michael Ryan picked to play a corner forward for Blacks and Whites in lining out at centre forward on Eamon Kennedy, and certainly Eamon Kennedy will have his hands full today, but Kennedy was brilliant in the Sullivan final against Windgap. He really was Dunnamaggin's best man by far, and a strong, confident hurler. Remember, he was centre back in the under-21 final last year. A good cut. Here comes Kennedy. He whips the ball clear towards midfield, towards Mick O'Neill. Mick, one of the smallest lads in the field, but a very effective player, very fast there. Brother Richie's after it too. Their cousin Pat has another date in Croke Park today. He's the manager and trainer of the Dublin team. The ball's with Ken O'Shea now. Ken in the corner, playing at 13, well blocked down by MJ Doherty. And MJ Doherty clears well to midfield, but again Jim Hickey is there. Strong man Hickey, a high ball in on top of the Blacks and Whites defence. Going for there again, Ken O'Shea, and the Dunnamaggin forwards getting to the ball much quicker than the Blacks and Whites defender, but Ken O'Shea over carries it, a free out to the Blacks and Whites to take the pressure off them. But really Dunnamaggin forwards, they're running all over the place as is their want, trained by Brendan Fenley of the Shamrocks. They switch the ball around very, very fast, but sometimes, and I've noticed this in a couple of games they played, sometimes they do overcarry. And the free from Keeley. Keeley only hits it about 40 yards on the ground, or very low, again difficult to control the ball in these conditions. Richie O'Neill has it back in midfield. Richie hits a low hard ball down the centre. Ken O'Shea again in the corner. They're trying to feed him with a lot of ball. Here comes Sean Ryan. Sean, the captain, gets the ball, slips round Martin Farrell. He's going for a goal. A left-handed shot over. It looks good. It's a point, 2 points for Dunnamaggin. No score for the Black and White. And Dunnamaggin really motoring very well so far. A lot of unsteadiness in the Black and White defence, Pat Tracy.
Yes, and I think maybe the difference in the two teams so far is Eamon Kennedy is really showing leadership at the back for Dunnamaggin, but at the moment Black and White don't seem to have anyone of that calibre.
Yeah, Richie O'Neill in particular for Dunnamaggin playing very well at centre forward. Sean Keeley is back actually marking him at centre back, but Richie getting the better of the exchanges. Here's Kennedy again, and left-handed shot for PJ Murphy, blocks him down. PJ, another small Blacks and Whites there. Blacks and Whites a small team, in fact, but a good team. Michael Ryan hand passing through, things look good from here. Running through is John Byrne, a left-handed shot from John Byrne. There's the first point for the Blacks and Whites. And John Byrne, one of three brothers on this panel. Smacking a very good ball over the bar there, and his brother Alan substitute, and Alan, the man who has come in, he certainly made a difference when he came in the Northern final against Galmoy. The puck out in the middle of the field again, Hickey going for it, Keeley and Richie O'Neill again. The stronger, the older O'Neill wins it, a ground ball out towards the corner, towards I think it's Matthew O'Shea over there. Yes, a high ball well taken by O'Grady in the goal. He belted out the field. The clearance goes out over the sideline about 50 metres, 55 metres maybe from the country goal. It's over near the substitute dugout on the stand side of the field. The line ball to be taken by Dunnamaggin over there and John Ryan. John, I suppose one of the veterans on the Dunnamaggin team, 8 of this Dunnamaggin team still underage from the 21 hurling. Still a great ball in towards Sean Ryan, his namesake. Sean, it breaks away from the Paul Carney has it. Paul, again, a small player, but a very skillful player. Well blocked down over there. He's over near the corner flag on the far side of the field. Dunnamaggin trying to move the ball inwards, but here comes Martin Farrell. Tries to get past two Dunnamaggin players. I thought he was fit, but the referee says play on. He goes out a few yards further, and Richard Dowling boots the ball here towards midfield. PJ Murphy, he's back in his own half. He should be a wing forward, but John Ryan wins this one. Paul Carney again, and Dunnamaggin finding their men with ease. Even this early in the game, it drops in top of the goal, but a bit to the left and wide. Pat O'Grady in there in the goal annoyed, but Dunnamaggin are getting 3 shots at his goal. Indeed, he should be, but really, they are dominating midfield. Their half-back line is well in control. And at this early stage of the game, 7 minutes gone, 2 points to Dunnamaggin and 1 point to Black and White. Dunnamaggin with 2 wides in that time as well. Conditions, if you just joined us here in Nolan Park, conditions very slippery indeed, most unpleasant for hurling. Thick mist coming down, Dunnamaggin on the attack again. And Mick O'Neill running away, flicking the ball infield. And towards Jim Hickey, doesn't get to Jim, but Ken O'Shea has it, trying to push past MJ Doherty. Doherty, a sticky customer, does very, very well indeed. Lifts the ball, but it goes out over the sideline of Jamie Carroll's hurley, so there'll be a line ball into Dunnamaggin, about 20 metres from the Blacks and Whites goal. 2.2. Dunnamaggin a point to the Blacks and Whites, and a chance here for Mick O'Neill to set Dunnamaggin on the attack again. A difficult place to take a line ball from. But let's see what he'll do with this one. He cuts a low and it skates off somebody's hurley across the goal. Sean Ryan's only one boot from what I can see here. He hits the ball over the bar, though, good point. He lost his boot in the run for that ball. He's going back to take it. 3 points now to Dunnamaggin, a point to the Black and White. And really the Minton's job haven't woken up at all today yet. Pat O'Grady not in a great hurry to fuck out this one.
Tommy, 2 Black and White players wearing glasses today, MJ Doherty and JJ Barco, and that rain can't be a help to them.
It certainly can't. Conditions, I remember 21 years ago was in an All-Ireland final. Paddy Broadwick at Johnstown was unlucky enough to have be wearing glasses on a wet day too. At the moment, from that puck out, Blacks and Whites went on the attack, but it was a free out to Dunnamaggin, 20 metres from their own goal. Completely being fouled over there. Surprisingly enough for 2 teams in county finals, Pat, two rather small teams.
That's right, 2 small and 2 very young teams and 2 very, very skillful teams. When the ball is moving well for Black and White, they're very good in the forwards too.
Jim Hickey under the puck out. Is it Lahart? In fact, it's Lahart this time. Dennis from Dunnamaggin flicking the ball here to Mick O'Neill. Now away goes Mick O'Neill. He's seeing a lot of the ball. Towards Ken O'Shea. He's in the corner. And really Dunnamaggin are playing those 2 men in a big way. A good ball from O'Shea dropping in top of the goal. This will be dangerous. Matthew O'Shea, Matthew the older brother, trying to do something with it. He turns, has a shot at goal, but it hits the side netting and wide. And again, Matthew will be disappointed with that. He goes away with his head hanging. 9 minutes gone in the first half. An entertaining junior final so far. Plenty of commitment, plenty of action, and certainly plenty of skill. The men from Dunnamaggin 3 points, Black and White 1. Puck out to come from Pat O'Grady. No wind worth, well, whatever is in, I expect is blowing in the favour of Dunnamaggin. O'Grady's puck out, low trajectory, dropping on midfield on top of John Byrne, and Lahart goes past him. Michael Ryan has it, he's past Kennedy, he pushes the ball ahead, hockey style on the ground. Michael Ryan running very, very fast lead. Paul Cahill comes across and intercepts very well. Poor clearance from the Dunnamaggin defence. John Byrne with the ball, slips past one man, over carries And Eddie Mahan blows the whistle and awards a free out to Dunnamaggin. John Byrne there, maybe unlucky in a sense to have conceded a free. I thought he was hit rather hard, just as Eddie Mahan was blowing the whistle, but the free will go to Dunnamaggin then, and Tom Hickey. Tom, only just over 18, a very, very strong young player, though, a good full-back too, pucks the ball high, pucks it towards Kearney, Paul Kearney on the far side, a right battle between him and Richard Dowling going on over there, but out comes Keeley, a fine hurler, a very, very fine hurler, but the ball slips off his stick out towards it's at the sideline, maybe it's over the line. I see Sean Ryan out there, he's battling out at midfield at this stage. Nominally he's a full forward, the ball's gone out over the line, and only linesman John Guinan will be able to work out who hit it out. It must have gone off a black and white boot. It's over there at the substitute dugout, and John Ryan will be the man to take it for Dunnamaggin again. John Guinan takes him back about a yard to where the ball actually did go out, but away, back goes John Ryan. Last time he cut a good one, this time he cuts a huge one, down 25 metres maybe from the blacks and whites goal. Sean Ryan hand passes it inside, a bit of a suicide pass towards Paul Kearney, 2 men on Paul Kearney. He manages to pick it up, was very well knocked off his hurley there, but the ball only goes as far as Mick O'Neill. A left-handed snapshot from Mick O'Neill, it looks as if it's going to the left and wide. Again, the play settling down into a pattern of Dunnamaggin on the attack in a big way, but 4 wides and 3 points for them. They probably should be that bit farther ahead, Pat Tracy.
Certainly, I think they'll be disappointed with their last 3 efforts at goal, 3 of them ending up wide, and that one from Mick O'Neill should have been a point.
Puck out from Pat O'Grady again, just 12 minutes gone in this first half. Puck out, dropping past midfield, brilliantly caught there by Dennis Lahart. Lahart, a tall, rangy there, kicks the ball forward. He was under a lot of pressure to get rid of it, but Sean Ryan running out towards the sideline, picks it well the first time, gets in front of Martin Farrell, flicks the ball across towards Matthew O'Shea, 40 metres out from O'Shea, straight in front of the goal. What does he do? He hits it very, very wide, and Dunnamaggin really had better settle up front. I think they're snapping at the final shot pass rather than steadying themselves.
I think so, and Dunnamaggin are winning all the key positions at the moment. Centre back, midfield, centre forward, full forward. You know, they seem to be in control there, but they're not showing the superiority on the scoreboard.
Ball midfield from the puck out. Paul Carl battling for it with Ned Kelly. John Byrne is the man who wins it, but he's hooked and the ball goes out over the sideline. Good work from Jim Hickey, and the quality of Dunnamaggin defence right throughout the field, their ability to hassle and harry and mark, means that the black and white players are just not getting into clearances. Paul Carl cut the line ball, and Paul cuts a massive one as well. Tremendous pace ball hitting so far today. Sean Ryan comes racing out from the full forward position. He's 50 metres from the black and white score. 2 men on him. He flips past Mark Farr, but loses control. Again, not perhaps looking at the ball. He was looking for somewhere to pass it to. He's hit rather hard on the elbow by Martin Farrell, and there'll be a free into blacks and whites. Martin Farrell objects, and the ball's brought up 15 metres. The free will be taken. Paul Kearney is normally the free taker for Dunnamaggin. Yes, Paul will be going to take it. He's about 40 metres from the black and white goal. A bit of a nightmare of a day really for free takers, with this thick mist coming down still. It's coming pretty much straight down, so we won't say there's much of a breeze in it. Paul lifts it, doesn't lift it very well, but he guides it well, straight between the posts. 4 points to Dunnamaggin, 1 point to the black and white. 14 minutes gone, and quite a long time since the black and white did anything of any kind of note in the Dunnamaggin half. A point from John Byrne after 6 minutes has been their only score. 14 minutes gone. O'Grady to puck out again, and O'Grady pucks it long. 4 men under it out there. Lahart blocks it down. Lahart playing very well at midfield, but the ball goes out off his hurling. The ensuing clash out over the sideline. We'll have a line ball to the blacks and whites. Richard Dowling, I think, will be the man to go across to take it. Yes, Richard needs distinctive red helmet. One of the difficulties with these black and white hoop jerseys is very, very difficult to see the red numbers clearly on the backs of them. However, Richard Dowling cuts the ball. We know what Richard Dowling looks like. He cuts the ball forward. Tommy Farrell does very well to come out and take it. Belts the ball inside. Pat Nolan doesn't get it instead. Corner back. Brian Mackey comes across and picks the ball out towards midfield. Well pulled on there by Paul Kearney. Good overhead pulling, but unfortunately goes out over the sideline just past midfield. It's a clash ball, I think. It seemed to me that Dunnamaggin man met it fairly cleanly, but John Guinan gives a clash ball. It's right on midfield. The 2 men will be Dennis Lahart and JJ Barco. Barco wins the pull. Goes down the field, right down along the side, and Pat Nolan does very well to whip it inside again. Black and white on the attack. Kennedy comes across. Eamon Kennedy to break up the pace. 40 metres from his own goal. A strong man, Kennedy. Hand pass cleared Paul Cal, but not a good hand pass. Murphy PJ comes across. PJ's robbed as well. Messy play really by the Blacks and Whites. They were on the attack. They missed a great chance of doing well. But here comes Hickey. Jim Hickey pushing forward. He's only 50 metres from the Blacks and White score, but tremendous defensive work from Sean Keeley. Stops him and belts the ball towards midfield again. Picked up there by Michael Ryan. Ryan moves away. Stopped by Lahart, and Lahart grounds the ball up towards Kenny O'Shea in the corner. Kenny O'Shea is 50 metres from the Blacks and White goal, a long way out. Hart pulling there under the stand. Kenny O'Shea trying to get the ball here, does so, but Keeley goes back. Keeley misses it. Two Dunnamaggin men crash, but in comes Richie O'Neill, the strong Richie O'Neill, a shot at the goal, but very poor shot from Richie. It goes 3 yards wide. Richie was only about 20 metres out. He was on the run. He could have steadied himself. MJ Doherty on the ground just here in front of us. I think he'll need a little bit of attention, oxygen perhaps, but the referee doesn't see him. Play goes on. O'Grady pucks the ball out quickly. Not a good idea when his cornerback is lying on the ground, but the actions, the far side of the field over the substitutes dugout. Pat Tracy, the quality of the game has dropped quite a bit in the last few minutes. Maybe it's the conditions.
Yeah, I think so, and I think where Dunnamaggin are really on top is their support play as well. The evidence of that was Mick O'Neill coming out there and collecting the ball, and Jim Hickey running on for the pass. That's typical of their game.
16 minutes into the first half, and 4 points for Dunnamaggin, a point for Black and White. This commentary brought to you thanks to Eamon O'Rourke TV from Patrick Street and McCormick Aluminium, Dunnamaggin. And so nobody's getting an advantage in the sponsorship stakes. Kenny O'Shea, a great shot from Kenny O'Shea, but it's a bit to the right and wide. Again, Dunnamaggin players coming out very quickly to the ball, but 7 wide in the first 16 minutes, and perhaps they'll pay for that before the game is over. More changes in the Blacks and Whites attack. This time Dennis Carroll has come to centre forward. Dennis, a very experienced player, again has hurled minor number 21 with Kilkenny. Blacks and Whites not having had the best of luck down the year in the last, particularly in recent years in county finals. Away comes Dunnamaggin again. Paul Carr, this time Paul Carr having a very fine game, but this time he over carries, and we'll have a free 2. Blacks and Whites right under us here. Sean Keeley will be the man to take it. Keeley hasn't really opened his shoulders yet. A very fine player indeed, but he's like the little Dutch boy trying to plug gaps everywhere in the wall at the moment as Dunnamaggin attack. But this time maybe things looking better for Blacks and Whites. One of their better players so far today. John Burney's on run straight to the Dunnamaggin defence. Is tripped by Jim Hickey. Down he goes. There'll be a free in 2. Blacks and Whites about 40 metres from the town goal, which Dunnamaggin are defending. Michael Ryan is coming across to take it, but John Byrne playing quite well at midfield, in fact, doing better than most of the Black and White players at the moment. Michael Ryan, certainly the Black and Whites need this one, Pat Tracy.
Yes, they do, and if they get this, well, Blacks and Whites will be well in the game score-wise for all Dunnamaggin's pressing and everything, and they've squandered chance after chance.
And Michael Ryan does the business. He hits the ball straight over the bar. 2 points to the Blacks and Whites, 4 points to Dunnamaggin. Well, we hope so far it's been a game of mixed fortunes. The first 10 minutes were terrific hurling. Things have settled down a little bit, and a bit of quality has gone out of the game. Keeley goes high, tries to catch it, hit hard from behind by Richie O'Neill, and will be a free to the Blacks and Whites team. But maybe there seem to be the beginnings of a revival with the Blacks and Whites at the moment. They're beginning to win a few more balls around the half-back midfield area, and maybe we'll see them moving forward. A strong man, Jamie Carrick, drives a big free down towards the goal. Pat Nolan, another strong man, goes for it. He hits John Ryan hard just as John Ryan was taking possession of the ball. It was a frontal charge, Eamon Mahan would call it, the 3 out 2 Dunnamaggin. And really, I think the Blacks and Whites were depending on getting balls to their full forward line quickly. They haven't been able to do that. They've had to make changes. Dennis Carroll wandering way out the field now to try and get the ball, but the other centre forward, the more Richie O'Neill. Richie tries to kick it, doesn't work too well, and away comes PJ Murphy. Murphy, a fine one actually, hand passes the ball inside to Dennis Carroll. Carroll is raised, somebody's on the run again. Carroll a good forward, a good finish. He's 50 metres out, hooked by Paul Carroll. Well hooked by Paul Carroll, but the ball still in around the goal there. Jerry Ryan comes, pushes out to the side. Michael Ryan is after it out here in the corner. He's pushed over. Paul Carroll does very well to get the ball. Paul trips as he's coming out with it. He's right in the corner here at the town goal on the stand side, and the free out will be taken by Tom Hickey. Dangerous moments in the Dunnamaggin defence, Pat Tracy.
Yes, that's Blacks and Whites now at their best, running at the opposition, and I think Blacks and Whites are coming back into this game bit by bit.
Indeed they are. Tom Hickey to take the free out. It better be a good one. He misses it completely. In fact, he just poked at the ball ball didn't come up at all. He's had to cut the ball here, but he got a good cut on it. Ned Kelly is the ball. Here's Carroll. He's a free shot goal from 50 metres out. It's straight between the posts. 3 points to momentum from Scott, Blacks and White. 4 points to Dunnamaggin. And Dunnamaggin now may start ruling the 7 wides that hit in the first 20 minutes of the game. But very good play from Dennis Carroll. He steadied himself there. Dennis, an experienced forward. He steadied himself, took his time and made no mistake. The ball gone out over the sideline from the puck out. I'm not sure what direction John Guinan, yes, he's signalling the line ball to the Blacks and Whites and the team from the north. They're on a bit of a revival at the moment after having had a very poor start, which are Dowling about to take a line ball for them. 1 point in it. Dunnamaggin 4, Blacks and Whites 3, 20 minutes gone, and still the thick mist comes down, making conditions miserable for the players, and they're certainly miserable for the spectators huddled at the far side of the ground. Of course, hopefully next year things will be a little bit different for the spectators at the far side of the ground. We can look forward to a very, very fine new covered stand over there, and I'm sure that they will be in much more comfort than they are today. A lot of colourful umbrellas over there today. John Ryan to take the line ball in midfield. Another huge ball from Ryan. He skates off a Black and White player's hand, but Keeley grabs it. Keeley hits it out the field towards midfield. Not a great clearance either. Paul Cal coming forward. Paul Cal having a great game here. Richie O'Neill adding to a danger in the Black and White defence. Well picked up back there by cornerback Michael Doyle. Very, very well indeed. He clears the ball over 50 metres out. It's picked up out there by JJ Barfoot. JJ named to play at centre back, but not playing at centre back. He's at midfield, but he's back in his own defence at the moment. Richie O'Neill wins the ball, cuts a great ball across the board. Martin Charles full back. Martin steady. Clears the ball out towards the sideline, towards PJ Murphy. PJ, the ball breaks from him, but out over the sideline to be a line ball to Dunnamaggin, about 50 metres from the Blacks and Whites goal. But just to give you an idea of the pressure that is on Blacks and Whites, PJ Murphy having to come way into his own half on several occasions to see if he can get some ball. And the only players to be seen within 50 metres, 60 metres of the Dunnamaggin goal are two that will follow the play line ball across the face of Black and White goal. Martin Farrell coming across again, steadying himself. Slips past, carries the ball a long way though, and he's thrown for it by Eamon Mahan. Martin Farrell slipped past the tackle of Paul Carney, and as he did so, a referee Eddie Mahan called for a free in. And I think that must be the 67th free so far in the game for overcarrying Patrick.
Yeah, it probably is, and he's very hot on that today. Looking at Dunnamaggin, the way they're playing the last 7 or 8 minutes, their support play and is not nearly as good as what it was in the opening quarter, and of course those misses have given Blacks and Whites extra confidence to the back.
Well, Paul Kearney, just speaking, Paul Kearney hit the ensuing free over the bar. It was only about 15 metres to the right of the goal. There was no real difficulty in it, but no bother to Paul, giving Dunnamaggin a 5-3 lead after 23 minutes of the first half of the Northern Junior Hurling Final, brought to you courtesy of Eamon O'Rourke TV, Patrick Street and James McCormack Aluminium, Dunnamaggin. Ball in midfield again from the puck out. Kenny O'Shea has moved out to wing forward again, where he was named to play in the first place. Paul Carney got into the corner, carries free if O'Shea can see him, but O'Shea decides to run instead. He's going with the ball and he's chasing after him, isn't he, Kelly? He hasn't passed the ball instead to Carney. Now Carney will take his point. Yes, Carney takes his point. He takes it very well indeed. But great work from Kenny O'Shea, a man who seems to have iron lungs. He seems he's always able to run and run and run. That was a great run from him. I was surprised to see him starting in the corner because he's the kind of player who likes to move around the field. Dunnamaggin, though, have always, even this year when they're going well, they've gone through phases of 15-20 minutes in matches where they just seem to go asleep. They seem to revise themselves a little bit. They certainly went to sleep in this game for the last 5 or 6 minutes, but they've got going again and tacked on 2 points. Dennis Carroll with the ball first entering towards the corner. Pat Nolan going after it. Brian Mackey within. Mackey picks the ball here. PJ Murphy, the hard-working Murphy, slips past Mackey. He's out in the corner. He's away from the goal on the end line, but spills the ball. Good ball across the face goal. Michael Ryan going for it. Confusion there. The Dunnamaggin defence again. Chance of a goal, but well blocked away by Paul Cal again. Great stuff from Paul Cal. He took the ball off the stick of Ned Kelly as the Blacks and Whites man was about to flake for goal, and he was only 7 or 8 yards out. Great defensive work, particularly today from Paul Cal.
That's right. He's staying very, very well there, and he's after making a few very timely interceptions. I think another factor here is that Dennis Carroll is making an impression as centre forward, and certainly Eamon Kennedy isn't nearly as dominant as he was in the opening quarter. The 65 will be taken by Jamie Carroll. Jamie, a big hitter of the ball. He lifts straight. He certainly has the distance. Does he have the... Yes, indeed. The
umpires looking at each other, but one goes to the white flag, a point for Blacks and Whites, 4 points for Blacks and Whites now, 6 points for Dunnamaggin, and 25 minutes gone in the first half, and it really is miserable here in Nolan Park today. The players, though, they're coping reasonably well with it. And the puck out from Jerry Ryan going just past midfield. Mickey O'Neill and Jamie Carroll going to that big man. Carroll backs it back down for the Northern team. But there's Paul Cal again battling in midfield. This time he chopped on the hurley of Dennis Carroll, and will be a free to the Blacks and Whites. And this again will be taken by Jamie Carroll. He put the 65 over the bar a moment ago. This time he's about 7 metres farther back. Well, Jamie, he shows he has the range anyway. Let's see what he'll do with this one. Taking his time, no hurry on him. He lifts left-handed, it skates a bit off his hurley. It looks as if it's going very, very wide. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, again, he didn't come up exactly as he wanted it. He had to stretch a little bit to hit it. And again, we can't blame any free taker on the day today. Conditions are such. So let's looking down at the park, it looks in beautiful condition. We've already had a game on it, but one or two little puff-ups here and there, but certainly the park looking in lovely condition again, thanks to Jimmy Bergen and Dunnamaggin on the attack again. Kenny O'Shea, but he fixed the ball, but skates off his hand again. And I'm using that word skate very often because that's what's happening. Jamie Carroll comes out, left hands the ball towards midfield, not a great clearance. Lahart picks it up and passes Damon Kendi. Kendi takes the ball in the second attempt. He's deciding to go for a run straight on the middle of the Black and White defence. A right-handed shot from Kendi dropping in the goal, but well taken in there by Martin Farrell. And Martin Farrell seems to have the measure of Sean Ryan at the moment. And the Blacks and Whites, the player foul. It's Richard Dowling foul 50 metres from his own goal. As he was catching the ball, somebody jumped in on top of him and will have a free out to the Blacks and Whites. And certainly they seem to have steadied the boat. The move Dennis Carroll centre forward, as Pat Tracy said, looks as if it's been a good one so far. Sean Keeley taking the free. Keeley, remember, his marvellous display in the second half of the All-Ireland Minor semi-final this year. A smashing hurler, Sean Keeley. And for such a young player, he's been playing sub-minor, I think, for 4 years now. But a very, very fine player. Here comes Nick O'Neill again. Nick O'Neill, another fine minor player, tearing up along the wing. He's made 60 metres. He's gone well past Jamie Carroll, trying to get a shot at the goal. The high shot, the right shot, dropping in top O'Grady. O'Grady takes it brilliantly on his stick. He had to come out 5 metres, and out comes Pat O'Grady. 4 men on him. He kicks the ball clear to Sean Keeley. Keeley takes a heavy frontal charge. Referee says play on, and here's O'Grady. He's 50 metres from his own goal and still fighting for God. There's still 3 men on him. He fights where he's pushed over by Sean Ryan to be a free out to the Blacks and Whites. O'Grady raised his fist in the air, and that's the kind of inspiration that Blacks and Whites want. And the stand here comes alive, and the Blacks and Whites flag flying in great encouragement. It's things like that inspire teams, Pat Tracy.
That's right. That was wonderful bout of play, and Dunnamaggin were hunting in tacks there, and they did brilliantly not to let him clear, but in the end, as the Black and White got what they deserved, and for their courage and attacking the ball and bringing it out.
And from the free, Paul Kahn was under it again. He's fouled as he was breaking away with the ball, and Paul will take the free himself. He's about 60 metres from his own goal. He's right underneath us here in the stand. The hair plastered to his head in the rain. Paul lifts and strikes, trying to get it across the field towards Dennis Lahart and Kenny O'Shea. It breaks past both and is cleared by Richard Dowling towards midfield. Here comes PJ Murphy again. Murphy grabs it. He's 50 metres from his own goal, but it's an intelligent ball across the field. Here's Paul Cal again. Paul Cal having a great game. Flicks it clear to John Ryan. John puts a low ball down the side, down towards Lahart. Lahart, the midfielder, former Callan CBS player, a good ball into the centre. Sean Keeley stretches for it. He's fouled by Richie O'Neill, and he's given a free, and it looks as if Sean Keeley is beginning to win the battle with Richie O'Neill.
That's right, Tommy. I was just going to say that Blacks and Whites are beginning to steady very much because good displays from centre back and centre forward is bringing them right back into this game.
Sean Keeley with the free 50 metres from his own goal. He gets his shoulders behind him, drives it well down the field, but across comes Kennedy, the other centre-back, strong man Kennedy, drives the ball forward. It goes out over the sideline to be a line ball. It goes off his hurley and to be a line ball to the Blacks and Whites 55 metres from the Dunnamaggin goal, over there near the substitute bench again. Man to take this one will be John Byrne, JJ Barco in fact. Cuts it right-handed, a good ball, a smashing ball across the field towards Tommy Farrell. Farrell out, Tom Hickey after him. Tommy Farrell trying to turn him. Tommy Farrell hits a sweet shot. It's a lovely point. A smashing score from Tommy Farrell. 5 points now to the Blacks and Whites, 6 points to Dunnamaggin, and the men from the north creeping that little bit closer to Dunnamaggin. Jerry Ryan anxious to puck out the ball quickly, but he only pucks it as far as referee Eddie Mahan. It's half time. in this first half. In a well-contested first half, both teams giving everything. And Dunnamaggin, the men from the south, 1 point ahead of Blacks and Whites. And really a very enjoyable game here. A fine crowd. And some message for somebody here on the sideline. He's going back now, ready to throw in the ball. And we're just about to get going. 6 points to Dunnamaggin, 5 points to the Blacks and Whites. He looks around, looks his umpires, and away we go again with the second half. Dunnamaggin go on the attack. Richie O'Neill goes out, gets the ball. He's fouled over there just about 65 metres from his own, from the Blacks and Whites goal. He loses a boot in the process, and Eamon Kennedy will get the chance of going for the first score of the second half. A free for Dunnamaggin, about 15 metres in from the sideline, so the angle isn't all that sharp, and Eamon certainly has he normally has the distance for these. So the problem today though with the greasy ball, and it really must be a bar of soap down there. He lifts, gets a good belt behind it, but it drops a bit short actually. But a great chance, half chance there for going from Dunnamaggin, but no, Sean Ryan misses it. It's picked up and an attempt to clear block down. I think it's JJ Barco in there, about 6 Dunnamaggin players. Only kicks it clear, there's Barco. It comes out this side of the field towards the stand side. Paul Carney tries to get the ball, belts the ball in there. There's Keeley waiting for it. Keeley doesn't win it though. Richie O'Neill wins. A great work from Richie O'Neill, a left-handed shot towards the goal again. Mark Farrell misses. A great chance for Dunnamaggin. A great chance for the goal. Well taken to the goal there by O'Grady. Now O'Grady comes left hand the ball towards midfield, and really Dunnamaggin will have to say they missed a good goal chance there. But they're on the attack still. Jamie Carroll breaks it up on the far side, or left-handed up the field, and the Blacks and Whites, their spirits up on that. And Tommy Farrell comes out well past Tom Hickey, takes it brilliantly, but Hickey forces him out the field. Farrell has to kick the ball inwards, out the ball about 30 metres from the Dunnamaggin goal. Across comes Brian Mackey, well beaten by TJ Murphy, but back goes Lahart, or John Ryan it is to help his corner back, and John Ryan's feeling very poor. Only Tommy Farrell, a slippery kind of player, gets past one Dunnamaggin and is blocked down by the second one. The second one is John Ryan, but here comes TJ Murphy again. Tom Hickey after him. They're on the corner, they're on the end line. I think the ball's gone wide. TJ Murphy trying to kick it ahead of him, kicks it a little bit too far and wide. So on the ground, John Ryan looks as if he's going to need a little bit of attention. Linesman John Dinan down here underneath is ministering to him. Dunnamaggin in this half defending the country goal, and there will be a delay while John Ryan receives the ministrations of linesmen, referee, and various bottle carriers and assistants who are coming to his help. He's taking a drink out of the bottle anyway, so things can't be too bad. And the magic bottle does its work again. John Ryan walks away rather gingerly, looking a little bit rattled, but nevertheless determined to get on with it. And the puck out will come from Jerry Ryan. Jerry, a good puck, a long puck, dropping on top of Richie O'Neill and Sean Keeley. It sits past both of them towards Paul Carney. Paul tries to pick it, he probably should have hit it, but Kennedy gets it in midfield, and Kennedy does very well, belts the ball forward again, but only as far as Keeley. Two fine hurlers, two fine centre backs. Keeley wins a free. He was held there by Richie O'Neill, and Jamie Carroll is going to take the free. He'll be 60 metres from his own goal. Jamie has a mighty stroke on the ball, a very, very big, strong man. And again, taking his time over it, no rush on Jamie. 3 minutes into the second half, 6 points to 5 the score in favour of Dunnamaggin. A huge ball from him. He's back, well back by Michael Ryan. The ball skirts across the face to goal. Back to Dunnamaggin goal. Back goes John Ryan. He whips it clear in the ground towards this side of the field. Barco after it. Barco, and then it's Lahart. Barco wins it. Tries to swing his stick, fails to do so. Lahart robs him. Back goes Eamon Kennedy to help, and Kennedy having a powerhouse game at centre back, steals the ball well out the field, but across comes Nate Kelly to get it. Richie O'Neill back in his own defence, trying to stop Nate Kelly. Nate Kelly, a left-handed shot in on top of the goal. It's just a bit left. It's gone over the end line for a 65, I think. No, it's actually gone wide, but very dangerous moments in there. Tommy Farrell got in right under that ball, but it went off his hurley. Tom Hickey was there to give him a little bit of attention. Jerry Ryan pucks out the ball for Dunnamaggin. And again, the second half, a catalogue of misses as much as anything else. But Dunnamaggin have missed one right goal chance. They may pay for that yet. They've had a lot of wide so far. Dunnamaggin on the attack again, broken up well by Richard Dowling. And he belts the ball out towards midfield. Scrappy play there in midfield. Paul Carl fighting for it. Carney is in there. Lahart is in there. Hickey is in there. And Hickey adds a few yards to the ball, but only as far as Sean Keeley. There's no one near him. He left-hands the ball out towards the corner, far side of the field. And Blacks and Whites on the attack again, broken up by Tom Hickey. Tom fouled by Tommy Farrell, and a free out to Dunnamaggin. But quite stalemate here at the moment. 4.5 minutes gone in the second half. Tom Hickey takes a free, he's passing from his own goal. It doesn't come up very well for him, but he manages to get in a reasonably good stroke nonetheless. It's going out towards the sideline, it goes out over the sideline, and they will have a line ball to the Blacks and Whites, about 60 metres from their own goal. Jamie Carroll taking advantage of being near the subs dugout. Somebody throws him a towel and he wipes his hand, he wipes the jersey, he wipes the hurley. We have a sub on for Dunnamaggin. It looks very like Michael Moore, and the man going off will be Dennis Lahart. Michael Moore has come on to play at midfield as far as we can see. We'll follow the ball. It's Paul Cahill is back to get it. Cahill skips out over the sideline with the line ball. He doesn't think he did, but a linesman over there, Dennis O'Sullivan, he's convinced he did. The line ball to the Blacks and Whites. He was 50 metres from the country goal, and the mist comes down thick and wet and miserable yet again. Man to take it. PJ Murphy over there. Mick O'Neill, he only hits it as far as Mick O'Neill. That was only about 30 yards away, and away goes Mick on a solo run. After him goes John Byrne. Byrne beats him to the ball, does very well indeed, and away he goes in the run. Richie O'Neill after him. Richie has no hurley in his hand. It's hand pass inside. Dennis Carroll does very well to grab it off Paul Carr, and the Blacks and Whites still in control, but I think perhaps going nowhere on this attack. Richie O'Neill, as you know, Eamon Kennedy it is, and Kennedy powers out to 3 players. I have a feeling, yes, there's a third man tackle in there, and Eddie Mahan awards a free in a silly move on the part of one of the Dunnamaggin defenders. I think it was John Fitzpatrick. Eamon Kennedy had moved away with the ball. The danger was being cleared, and John Fitzpatrick poked one of the Blacks and White players as Eamon was moving away with the ball, giving a fairly handy free to the Blacks and Whites. This should level it, and then we're going to have a great second half. Michael Ryan is very deliberate over the free. This is a terribly important one. This strike hits it very poorly indeed. It's on the ground 10 metres out from the goal. Thompson standing over it. John Fitzpatrick, he grabs it, pushes out a strong man. Fitzpatrick, a tough cornerback he is, kicks the ball here. He's fouled as he's going out, and there'll be a free out. He makes up for giving away that free, but a bad miss from the Black on the part of the Black and White at Tracy.
Yes, that was a crucial miss, because it would be a very great psychological boost to go level.
Is down as far as midfield. Michael Morden, the newcomer to the team, he's actually playing at wing forward, I think. He's been marked there by Jamie Carroll. He takes the ball out over the sideline, and yes, Mick O'Neill is playing at midfield with Jim Hickey at the moment, and there'll be a line ball to the Blacks and Whites, and Jamie Carroll will be the man again. Changes all over the place. Sean Ryan after coming to centre forward, a smashing line ball driven into the corner. Over there is Michael Ryan trying to get some John Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick, stronger, more experienced, grabs the ball and drives it forward. It's on midfield, away goes Carney, well stopped by Richard Dowling, and the ball comes back out over the end. I'd say, no, it's not over the end line. In fact, it's very close to, or the sideline, very close to it at midfield. And Black and White go on the attack again. Away comes PJ Murphy. A left-handed shot from Murphy is stopping short. Jerry Ryan has to shepherd it out over the end line and wide. Again, a snap attack on the Black and White. But the Black and White beginning to do what Dunnamaggin were doing in the first half, Patrick.
That's right, 3 wides now in the second half for Blacks and Whites, and a sort of scrappy play throughout the second half so far. Dunnamaggin pulling their half-hour line to midfield.
Yeah, trying to make space in there. It's not working yet. Sean Ryan with the ball, and he can hand pass it into Paul Carney. Carney will run with it. He does run with it. Sean Keely's clearing after and flicks the ball off his hurley, but only as far as Jim Hickey. Jim steadies himself. Will this be a point for Dunnamaggin? It looks high. It looks good. It's a point. And cheers, and the green and gold waves in the stands supporting the men from the south. A fine point from Jim Hickey. And again, Jim doing the right thing, steadying himself. Sean Ryan to centre forward with Dunnamaggin. He hasn't been having the best of luck at full forward. Richie O'Neill has gone in there, so we'll see will Sean's presence make a difference. On the 40, puck out, drops onto Eamon Kennedy. He drops it. Sean Ryan tries to whip the ball past Keely. Fails to do so. Keely does very well, pushes past 3-4 Dunnamaggin players. He's going on a run. He hits very hard. He delivers the ball. Goes to PJ Murphy. Advantage played. A chance for PJ Murphy. A desperate bad wide from PJ Murphy. Referee Eddie Mahan did very well there. In fact, Sean Keely broke away with the ball, got past 3 or 4 players. As he was hand passing it, he was hit extremely hard by John Ryan. Referee Eddie Mahan allowed the advantage, but he is now taken John Ryan's name. Good refereeing on the part of the Cloneen man. And again, a chance there, glorious chance there for the Blacks and Whites. Puck out from Jerry Ryan, going past midfield, a good strong puck out. Sean Ryan with it again, tries to get past Keely, doesn't do so. Michael Moore in there trying to help Paul Carney, picks it very well, does very cleverly. Paul Carney hand passes out to Sean Ryan. Ryan doesn't get it up the first time, taps it into his hand, has a chance for a point here now. It's high, it looks good. No, it's across the face, it's rolling wide. In fact, it was very, very close to the top corner of the net. The ball dipped alarmingly, and Patrick Grady had to scramble to cover his goal. O'Grady having had a fine game in goals for the Black and White. A long out dropping on Dennis Carroll and aiming Kendi, but Carroll doesn't challenge him. Kendi does. Kendi gets the ball. He's blocked by Carroll on the first attempt, but he gets the rebound and belts the ball down the field again, sending to Dunnamaggin on the attack. Brilliantly cleared by Tommy, by Martin Carroll to pull back to Dennis Carroll. Dennis on the run this time. Sells a dummy hand pass towards TJ Murphy. Dennis Dace running himself. A chance for John Byrne, I think it is, yes, and he hits it over the bar. A point for the Blacks and Whites. But they did well there, I suppose. Dennis Carroll maybe a little bit lucky to have got possession of the ball the first time, but showed how he's a very dangerous forward at junior level. Made a tremendous run and managed to get through the Dunnamaggin defence before hand passing to John Byrne's point. Sean Ryan working like a beaver, a centre forward. Keeley there with him. Keeley not able to steer the ball, but he does manage to get stuck. He sits past two tackles against Sean Ryan, still after him, but Keeley does very well to belt the ball up the field. And here comes Eamon Kendi again, hurling tremendously a centre back down the field towards Matthew O'Shea. Matthew's been quiet so far, but Matthew is a good ball in field. You see him, he misses it. Out with him there is Martin Farrell, the full back. They're 6 metres from the goal. Sean Ryan picking up a high shot from Sean Ryan. Goes skate off his hurley again and out to the right and wide. Again, he had a little bit more time than he thought, but the ball came out of the head and the lead beside him. 9 wide to Dunnamaggin at this stage, but they're a point ahead, 7 points to 6 for the Black and White. 11 minutes gone in the second half, and still the miss comes down thick and miserable. Ball just beyond midfield. Hickey gently puts his hand up for it, goes past him. Eamon Kendi though grabs it instead, belts the ball low down the field. Michael Morden adds a few yards to it, does very well indeed. In fact, it's in towards Richie O'Neill. Richie and I think it's MJ Doherty in there trusting for the ball. It's gone out over the sideline. It goes off the Dunnamaggin man's boot, and there'll be a line ball to the Blacks and Whites. But a real ding-dong contest here at the moment. Still nothing between the teams. They haven't changed their positions since half-time. A point between them, and both sides with about even distribution for the second half. Towels being slung into the players to this stage. Sean Keeley having his Hurley White. A good line ball from Doherty, sending the Blacks and Whites in the attack, but John Ryan did very well to come across and cut the attack off. Out towards Matthew O'Shea, 6 minutes from the Blacks and Whites score. He's going on a run, he's 40 metres out now, 25 metres out, he's still going through, nobody comes to meet him, hand pass inside. He should have gone himself, but Sean Ryan has his earliest goal. There'll be a 3 into Dunnamaggin, about 25 metres from the goal, but I think had Matthew O'Shea stayed going, he might have been rewarded with even better.
Yes, he was. I think he had his mind made up early on, passed it across to Sean Ryan, and didn't and felt he wasn't going to get in as far, and probably he should have played it himself, but ended up in a free for Dunnamaggin. And some excellent hurling and some top-class hurling in particular there from 2 centre backs, and at times from the 2 centre forwards.
Absolutely, that's terrific. And Paul Carney makes no mistake with the free over the bar. It goes 8 points to Dunnamaggin, 6 points to Black and White. Even though we're complaining about the conditions, the players are really serving up an awful lot of very good hurling indeed. But then there are a lot of very good hurlers out there who need to do it. Puck out going beyond midfield. John Ryan going to battle with TJ Murphy. It breaks to Dennis Carroll. Carroll, the real danger man in the Black and White attack, is on the run. He's been chased by Nick O'Neill. He has to play it off his hurling. Can't catch it again. He loses the ball. Goes to try and get it again. And the ball's on the sideline, but 20 metres from the country goal, and there'll be a line ball into the Blacks and Whites. John Ryan protesting that it went out of the Blacks and Whites man, but no, it didn't. And the line ball in will be taken by JJ Barco. I think it will indeed. About 20 metres out from the end line of the country goal. A difficult place from which to take a line ball. He'd be well advised to rocket it across the goal if he could. 2 players standing very, very close to him indeed. They go back a little bit now at the high ball. It looks very good. It's out towards the corner. It breaks off. Blacks and Whites there, goes over the end line and wide. Jerry Ryan not in a great hurry to puck out the ball. Dunnamaggin stretching their players as far around the field as they possibly can, trying to give a little bit of room to the runners. Here's one of them, Sean Ryan, a good ball, driven down well down the field, but Jamie Carroll picks it up. 50 metres from his own goal, belted towards midfield again, stalemated midfield, a lot of players around there. It's well picked up out there by Nate Kelly. His foul is going away with the ball that he allowed, 3-2 Blacks and Whites right on midfield, only 7 or 8 metres in from the sideline. 8 points to Dunnamaggin, 6 points to Blacks and Whites, 14 minutes gone in the second half. Both these teams had impressive scoring record that they went to the championship. But unfortunately today, well, the scores aren't coming thick and fast. The rain, the mist is coming down thick and fast, and the marking is very good. The skill work in defence on both teams is tremendous. Jamie Carr hits a magnificent free, a massive free, straight over the bar. A tremendous score from Jamie Carr, just what the black and white need. That's Jamie Carr's second point. He banged over a 65 in the first half, and he's having a very good game indeed in the black and white half back line. And black and white needed that score very badly, Pat.
They certainly did, and he's after scoring two great long-range runs. This could inspire blacks and whites to greater things.
Well, stalemate again in midfield. Paul Carney fighting tirelessly for the ball in there. Keeley comes across. Keeley's knocked over. It's not a foul. Play on, and Dunnamaggin on the attack. Kenny puts the ball down into the corner. Kenny O'Shea is after the ball goes off Martin Farrell Furley. I think it will be a line ball into Dunnamaggin to be about 10 yards from the end line down in the stand side at the corner of the field. And the man to take it will be Paul Carney. Paul limping badly across to take it. In fact, perhaps for his own sake, he might have been better to look for a bit of attention. But he cuts the ball back very well towards Nick O'Neill. Nick 15 minutes out, there's nobody on him, but he drops the ball. JJ Barco is after him. JJ Barco does very well indeed to smother Nick O'Neill in that situation. And Keeley comes in to try and beat the ball here. Paul Kearney has got it instead. Again, firstly for Paul, picks it very well. One hand, he's going towards the goal. He's 15 metres out. Two black and white players on him. Paul over carries the ball to be a free out to the black and white, taking pressure off the goal. Out comes Pat O'Grady. And O'Grady, well, he played outfield for a lot of years for black and white. He had a very, very serious injury a number of years ago. Since then, he's back in goal and he's scored out to take this free. An inspirational player, Pat O'Grady. A huge free from him. Off out the far side towards Nick Kelly. Kelly picks it up, does very well to get it. John Byrne, in fact, and spills the ball across the field towards Michael Ryan. Michael slips balls, gets up again just to get the ball down. Out comes John Ryan from Dunnamaggin. John, the Dunnamaggin man, slips and falls as well. 6 players in battling for the ball here at the moment. The man with it is Barco. I think, yes, he dropped a high ball into a very high ball, dropping in the top of the goal. It bounces across. A tussle there between Michael Ryan and John Fitzpatrick. Ball goes out over the end line and wide. I think Eddie Mahan will be going in to have a few words with one or both of the players. Michael Ryan lying on the ground. And Eddie Mahan is gone in to consult with one of his umpires. So we don't know what Eddie is going to do. He's not going to take any action. In fact, it seems to me to what they'd say 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. And goalkeeper Jerry Ryan pucking the ball out towards midfield, going towards it very, very well there. PJ Murphy, but Sean Ryan gets there in front of him, and away goes Sean. Puts a low ball down the centre, down towards Richie O'Neill. Richie doesn't get it. Matthew O'Shea is there. Matthew operating a full forward now, but he's way off into the corner, being chased by Martin Farrell. But Martin has the legs from there. Goes Matthew O'Shea 15 metres out from the goalie, hand pass to the cross. Well blocked down, well pushed out here by cornerback Michael Doyle. Very good work from Doyle. He gets it with Farrell's Barco, and Barco away he goes in the solo. He's still in his own half, but he's going very fast and very fit. Hand pass to him, and only goes to Paul Kearney. Paul in midfield does well to gather the ball. Hand passes here against Paul Cal, a man we haven't heard a lot about in the second half, but the ball hasn't gone in his direction. He cuts a good ball down towards the corner, but in Jay Doherty, a young man wearing glasses today, and on a wet day he must have wipers on them. He belts the ball up the field. It goes out over the sideline. Eamon Kennedy was there anyway, and Dunnamaggin were going to win that one. Paul Cal will take the line ball 60 metres from his own goal. It's 18 minutes gone in the second half. 8 points to Dunnamaggin, 7 points to black and white. And Cal cuts a smashing ball down along the line, but waiting for their Jamie Carroll. Carroll built a great ball in towards Pat Nolan, and Tom Hickey. Hickey grabs it instead, pushes forward, hand passes the ball here to Eamon Kennedy. Kennedy pushes out past 2 black and white there. Great work from Kennedy, tremendous work from Kennedy. He's at midfield now. He pushes and hand passes the ball here to Nick O'Neill, and Nick runs forward. Another hand pass in towards Sean Ryan. Sean shortens the stick. A good score, a fine score. Pat Tracy says this is a great score.
Brilliant score there, because that came from Tom Hickey to Eamon Kennedy, out to Mick O'Neill, and on to Sean Ryan, and that was the score of the game.
Indeed it was. Switches all over the place on the Dunnamaggin team. A fair amount of agitation on the far side of the field. Black and white subs and officials out on the sideline urging their men on. So the Dunnamaggin lad Kennedy wins it again and whips the ball forward. And maybe if Kennedy has made the difference in this game, he really is having an outstanding game, driving them on the run, on the attack time after time. Here comes a young Kenny O'Shea, still a minor. He's heading towards bearing down the goal. 6 outside to Michael Moore, the substitute. He takes it a long way. He's fit. Here's a shot. Here's the goal. Yes. No doubt about it. A again, a great work from Dunnamaggin by simply kicking the ball and running at the black and white defence.
Brilliant piece of play in the last couple of minutes from Dunnamaggin after turning this game very much in their favour, and that came from top-class play, great support play, running off the ball, and a great finish.
Tremendous finish there by Michael Moore, and substitute who came on just the beginning of the second half, 19 minutes gone in the second half, and the tide has definitely turned. It was stalemate up to now, but I think that point a moment ago, that goal, the display of Kennedy, unless the black and white can get back fast, but they are coming back. John Byrne trying to get the ball in, he puts in a low ball, a good ball, but there's Tom Hickey hit very, very hard indeed as he hit that ball. He was hit very, I think Dennis Carroll was the culprit, will be a free out, steady it down to Tom Hickey. Jerry Ryan, he comes out to take the free out. He doesn't come running out either, he comes walking out, but there's a man on the ground, he'll have to get attention first, and that man is Eamon Kennedy, a man who is probably certainly my man of the match so far. They're all men of the match when they win, but Eamon Kennedy's been having a particularly excellent game. Dennis Carroll tied him down for a fair while, but not for all that long. Dunnamaggin 1 goal and 9 points, the black and white 7 points. 20 and a half minutes gone in the second half, 9 minutes to go, and we'll see if Dunnamaggin will hold out. Black and white about to introduce a substitute. It wouldn't surprise me if the man to come in would be Alan Byrne. I don't think they have noticed. There's a man writing a note over there still, so perhaps a certain indicative maybe of a little bit of panic over there. In fact, they're warming up 2 substitutes from what I can see. Alan Byrne made a difference to them the last time he came in. He'll certainly have to do the work the oracle on this occasion, because I think it's Alan Byrne. We'll see. We'll get his number. It looks very likely. There'll be 2 substitutes coming in. The free out, Jerry Ryan in no hurry whatever to take the free. The man going off actually is Jamie Carroll, which he's limped off, which is unfortunate. He had a very good game, and that'll be a big loss to black and white. Jerry Ryan puts the ball out for Dunnamaggin. A great catch from Keeley at centre back. He hand passes here to J.J. Barco, and Barco leathers the ball up the field towards John Fitzpatrick and Michael Ryan. Fitzpatrick pushes him out of the way, but here comes John Byrne. I think it's a substitute. A kick, here's the goal, a smashing goal for the blacks and whites, and the ball broke from the defence. As far as I can see, it was John Byrne, in fact. He's playing a wing forward. He took the ball very, very well, and tore through the Dunnamaggin defence and kicked the ball in. Now we have a match again, 1-7 to black and white, 9 points to Dunnamaggin. Ball in the middle, 1-9 to Dunnamaggin, 2 points in favour of the Southern men. Ball in the middle of the field, Paul Kearney's after it. In fact, I think we had the wrong man. I have a feeling the man who scored that goal was Nick Kelly, the number 12. It was indeed Nick Kelly. He did very, very well indeed. Again, apologies, listeners, but the numbers are virtually impossible to read at this range. Paul Cal with the ball and the half-back line. He's hooked as he tries to hit it by Nick Kelly. The ball goes out over the side end to be a line ball to the black and white, and suddenly the flags in front of us are no longer green and yellow, but the flags in front of us dominating now are the black and white ones. Cutting the ball will be John Byrne. Only as far as Nick O'Neill. Nick 50 metres from his own goal, tries to swing his stick, fails to do so. He's dropped by J.J. Barco. J.J. Barco is a man who's had a very, very good second half. And 23 minutes on the second half, free to the black and white, 65 metres from the Dunnamaggin goal, from the country goal. Of course, they're missing their free taker. Jamie Carroll had to go off a few moments ago injured. John Byrne will take it. It's not a bad one, not a great one, but it's skating it around the goal. Michael Morden poked it. Brian Mackey was the man who poked it here, in fact. And put John Byrne on the attack again. Left-handed shot from him. It's high. It looks good. It's over the bar. There's only 1 point between the teams. And the men from Scott are not dead yet. They're 1 point behind. 1 goal and 9 points to the Dunnamaggin. 1 goal and 8 points to the black and white. With 24 minutes gone. Now, Pat Tracy, who should be betting on?
Well, I wouldn't like to say who's going to win this one. Black and white with their tails up at the moment, and Dunnamaggin will have to come back and get a score to lift the siege.
Tommy Farrell after coming to centre forward, Dennis Carroll to full forward. It changes everywhere, but the ball seeming to run the way of the black and white. Stalemate in midfield. Peter Farrell has actually come in there into the black and white defence. It's Jamie Carroll. Nick O'Neill fighting for the ball. Peter Farrell puts the ball back up the field. Here's Eamon Kennedy again. Kennedy clears down the field. Dunnamaggin on the attack, but out from cornerback Michael Doyle. Doyle does very well. Flicks the ball well to John Byrne. Byrne in midfield, a great ball in the top of Terry Mack. Ryan skids 3 yards in front of me, grabs it and steers brilliantly back out the field. Tremendous excitement here at the moment in Nolan Park. A point between the two teams. Away goes Paul Carney. He's fouled as he's clearing away. The free will be 65 metres from the Blacks and Whites goal. Eamon Kennedy will be the man to come up to take it. And Eamon, there are a lot of people in Dunnamaggin praying fervently for you now, with 1 point in it. And again, we did think earlier on, whoever got the first goal, well, they might do it. But Blacks and Whites, they got back, they got the goal, they got the hit back pass, a great ball from dropping right in top of the goal, escaped off somebody's hand, but the ball pushed out over the end line here. I think it's 65 and Kennedy will have another bite of the cherry. That ball dropped in very dangerously, dipped, the soggy ball dipped fast. See, there's Martin Farrell put his hand up for it, skid off his hand, and he hit off a cornerback. He hit off one of the cornerbacks and went out over the end line. Eamon Kennedy to take a 65 again. He's about 10 metres just to one side of the middle. It's high, it's a bit to the right this time, and wide. Changing the conditions, trying to get the rains, the mist coming down thicker than ever. And I got a note here about a puck fodder at half-time on Sunday next in both games. So I think every club is expected to send along one member, but will follow the ball here again. Kennedy grabs it again and drives Dunnamaggin on the attack. It's gone in towards Matthew O'Shea. He's beaten to it. Martin Farrell grabs the ball, intercepts very well. Then hand pass to Keely. Keely wasn't ready for it. Here's Richie O'Neill trying to swing his stick. Richie very, very well blocked in there. And he's fouled. He's very well blocked by Richard Dowling. Richie fouls him and will have a free out to Blacks and Whites, 50 metres from their own goal. Pat Tracy, what say you to a draw? Would it be the best result on the day?
Well, it's looking that way, and both sides are very, very courageous, playing very courageous hurling, and certainly Dunnamaggin in the lead still, and I think they might hold it.
4 minutes to go. O'Grady's free. It's not a huge one. 50 metres from the Blacks and White goal. Stalemate there again. Mick O'Neill, as he's done so often the game today, comes in, lifts it tightly and belts it down the field, down towards brother Richie. It goes past him. Here comes Michael Moses up the hand passes outside. Kenny O'Shea through. There's nobody near him. 50 metres out. Dominic got a goal. A rocket. It's gone. It's O'Grady. I think O'Grady blocked it somehow or other. In fact, it was a hurling slung it. Kenny O'Shea, he was about to hit it. Dunnamaggin still on the attack. It goes across the ball from the net. It's an own goal, I reckon. Out Ken O'Shea. He came in on a slide tackle in behind MJ Doherty, and the ball rockets the net. Blacks and Whites contesting it, but Eddie Mahan allowing the goal. The quick puck out, but it's only goal for O'Neill. Surely Dunnamaggin have done enough now. They're 3 minutes to go. They've gone 4 points ahead, and here comes the captain, Sean Ryan. Sean hand passes instead of trying to strike. Kenny O'Shea tries to move it along a little bit, but there's he fouls his man. And be a free out to Blacks and Whites. Dunnamaggin not willing to move away from the ball. Richie O'Neill, and I think there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on here to Dunnamaggin, and stood over the ball. In fact, Blacks and Whites there, Sean Keeley went to push one of them away. Eddie Mahan is wagging a very, very stern finger indeed at Richie O'Neill. He's also decided to wag one at Sean Keeley. There'll be a free out too. He's taking out the book now, actually. He's going to talk to he's taken down the name of Sean Keeley, maybe Richie O'Neill as well. But certainly, Blacks and Whites were entitled to a free there, and Dunnamaggin players did not move back from it. I do think that when he awards the free, he's going to have to move it up quite a distance. Sean Keeley's name gone into the book anyway. Certainly for dissent, I think it's called.
Well, I don't think he will move it up. But if I was picking the man of the match today, it would be the ref.
Ah, yeah, he's been great. A great catch in midfield by Jim Hickey. A great catch. He hammers the ball out over the sideline. And I think when Pat Tracy says that, he's not taking from any of the players. No. But Eddie Mahan has had a great game. He's kept terrific control this game, and he has applied the rules very, very well, particularly the one that's called advantage rule, which isn't a rule at all, but we go on with the play. Paul Cal is there breaking up a Blacks and Whites attack, but they're still on the attack. Barco 50 metres out, hand pass inside, hand pass to nowhere really. Tommy Farrell tries to grab it, he does grab it. He's 60 metres from the Dunnamaggin goal, tries to loft one in. Eamon Kennedy is there. Kennedy grabs it, belts it out the field. Out here Richard Dowling at midfield. He's tackled by Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan everywhere, beavering to get the ball, does very well to get it. Dunnamaggin, remember, have never won a junior championship here in Kilkenny. They've won the Southern twice. The last time they won the Southern was 1966. That's a long, long time to wait to win an adult competition, 28 years. But the Blacks and Whites, of course, have never won a championship either, but they won the North last year. And they were beaten in the final the year before, in the North final the year before.
Jimmy Dunn is in.
Jimmy Dunn is in for Dunnamaggin. Well, they're a veteran Jimmy Dunn. He's gone into to full forward for Richie O'Neill. John Byrne's free, it's high, it's straight between the posts, over the bar. There's a goal between the two teams now, but there are only 30 seconds left on my watch. 2-9 to Dunnamaggin, 1-9 to the Blacks and Whites. And I suppose one last great effort from the Blacks and Whites. Well, whether it will yield them a goal or not, we'll have to wait and see. Jerry Ryan certainly in no hurry to puck out the ball. No rush on Jerry at all. Spears pucks the ball well, high ball dropping in midfield, back there by J.J. Barco. Under the ball now, aiming Kenny. Here's Kenny O'Shea again. This man has appeared in every part of the pitch except in goals today. He's had a great match. But substitute Peter Farrell belts the ball down and puts Black and White on the attack. Tom Hickey misses it. He goes back, belts it out towards the sidelines. There's a free in. 2 again. It seems to me it's four-man tackle by somebody. A free in 2 Black and White, 20 metres from the goal. Dunnamaggin are defending. Yeah, it's about 10 metres over to one side. Now, Michael Ryan is standing, John Byrne standing over it. In fact, he looks as if he's going for goal. They're not well organised. No, it gets off his hurley, it goes over the bar. And 2 points in it. Now, Dunnamaggin 2-9, Blacks and Whites 1-10. That free in was taken there. Tom Hickey moved clear. On the ball moved clear, and it seems Brian Mackey interfered with one of the Blacks and Whites players as he was about to challenge on Tom Hickey. Puck out from Jerry Ryan. 30 and a half minutes gone on my watch. The puck out wasn't a good one, but it finds John Ryan. John Ryan taps it down the field towards Matthew O'Shea. And corner back Michael Doyle. O'Shea wins it and passes inside the cross. Carney away goes Carney. He's scoring. Two Black and White men after it. J.J. Barford, one of them, does very, very well to Robin. Tilts the ball down the field towards Dennis Carey. Dennis has a look, decides to run. Decides to sit past Paul Carl. Fails to do so, but hand passes clear. John Byrne on his knees, belts the ball infield again. There's still a chance for Black and White. There's still a chance. Here's Tommy Farrell. He breaks past Tom Hickey. He's going towards goal. 2 Dunnamaggin men on him. He gets the ball across the face to goal. Here's a chance for the Black and White. Perhaps John Ryan in there picks it up steady. John Ryan, through John Ryan experience. John Ryan gets the ball out the field, and here's Nick O'Neill, young Nick O'Neill. The ball bobs in his hand. He decides to run it. He's running like the Tappers. 2 Black and White men on him. He's still running. 3 Black and White men. Hand pass inside Kearney. But Sean Ryan is there again, the captain. Can't get it up the first time, gets it up the second time. Hand pass clear, flicks clear, and Dunnamaggin out of trouble again, or are they? Substitute Peter Farrell pokes the ball forward in midfield. But Nick O'Neill here again. He lifts and strikes, no delay for Nick O'Neill. Ball into Keely, and Keely sends the Black and White on the attack again. 32 minutes on the second half. There has been a couple of delays. There's Tom Hickey. Tom Hickey at full back, hand pass clear towards Paul Carl. I think that should be the end of it. Yes, that's the end of it. Dunnamaggin are junior champions of Kilkenny for the first time in their history. And the stand goes absolutely mad. Tremendous celebrations here. And I suppose who's to say they didn't deserve it. They played very, very well throughout the game.
Back to the lottery, we're only from Kilkenny that have never won a junior last year. 2 weeks ago, we won the South for the first time in 28 years. And then the last month, the dreams have to come true, and we have that junior cup. The few people I'd like to thank our trainer, Brendan Bentley. And the second one, who was 16 man on the field. He never gives up anyone. Thanks very much, Brendan. Two lads that have done all that on the wagon. James Martin, Matty Hogan. And they were our selectors today, and they picked the team to the best of their ability. Thanks, Dad. Other lads involved in the team, Uncle Timmy, Physio, and our underage, Willie Carney, Jamie, Happy, and all the other lads that are not doing underage hurling, who are not bringing all these lads up to this present age. I'd like to thank the Dr. White, they've been there for the last 3 years, knocking on the door. Keep at it, lads. You're after knocking the last 4 years in the South, and they'll take for this year. Next year will be your year. 3 years from Dr. White. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much.